Boys and girls, thanks for stopping by. It's Richie from Six String Fun. Appreciate you dropping in on this video slash lesson slash tutorial slash whatever you want to call it. So again, kind of going back to the basics here a little bit. I think it might be worth taking a step back if you haven't really given a whole lot of thought, or if you're brand new to the instrument, how to approach it. And one of the things is really, how do you hold the guitar? Well, you've got one of two ways. Either you can, stand with the, with a strap, and you've got the strap buttons here on it, whether it's an electric guitar or an acoustic guitar. It's going to work for both. At least the thought process will. Or if you're sitting down, which is probably where you have to give it a little more thought in terms of sitting down. Standing up, it is what it is. It's on your shoulder, it's hanging. You can adjust the length and get it to where you want it, and you're done. A little bit more involved, I think, in my opinion here. Again, this is just my opinion. This is how I've done it. This is how I go about doing it. Having the guitar sitting in your lap is important. Doing it the right way is important for several reasons. Number one, posture is a big thing. You don't want to be leaning over and trying to see the notes. I do it. I don't do it often, but there are times I do it. So you have to keep that in mind. But also, you don't want the guitar kind of slouching into your lap like this, and then you got to start playing it, and you're actually, like your wrist is actually overreaching in a way, trying to. Not cool, right? So keep that in mind as you're sitting down and playing. If this is brand new for you, if not, maybe a reminder, refresher course here. The guitar itself, and again, this is for most guitars. I understand that there are other guitars, within different brands. I'm not going to name anybody. I'm not, because it's not about the brand, but there are other shapes that are not the non-traditional shape. Obviously, this is the traditional shape that most people associate the guitars with, but there's obviously, the flying V's and all kinds of things, right? So, but most guitars, they still have what's called the body, the neck, and the headstock, okay? So what you want to do is just get the body situated comfortably on you. Again, traditional guitar, you've got the shoulders here, and it kind of comes in and around for the body, the waistline right here, the waist. Just let it sit right on your lap, right on the, your upper thigh right here. Let it sit there, okay? That's what it's meant for. But also keep in mind, this hand shouldn't really be supporting the guitar, okay? You should be able to hold everything right here like this comfortably, and this hand is free to do whatever you want it to do, which would be playing the notes. So how do you do that? Why do you do that? Well, number one, it'll be tougher to play with this hand trying to support everything as far as the weight goes, right? But also, it's just obviously more comfortable. You get more control out of it this way. So what I do is, I've got this in my lap. My arm is coming over, and really the crook of my elbow right here is right in position, if you can see it, where it's bending right over the edge right here, right over that binding, and I'm holding it right in place, just sitting here like this. And then you can see I'm just kind of, and again, I pick with my hands like this, and usually I have my pinky anchored somewhere in here. I don't know if that's the proper way or most people do it. It's more of a comfort thing for me, just to kind of keep everything stable. Okay? Once you've got this situated and you're comfortable here, this hand obviously is going to play on the fretted area, on the string. And when it is here, it will be lending some support, but it is not what's handling most of the support. It's all going to be coming from here, okay? So, and by doing it this way, you're kind of keeping yourself in good posture. You're not really leaning over a whole lot. You might be a little bit here and there, but try not to. But you got to do what's comfortable for you, right? So, again, you might have to adjust it once in a while, and that's cool. You just kind of grab it with both hands, move it where you want to put it, typically closer to your body, because you have it leaning into here, which is then you're kind of pulling it into your body almost, and just leaning against your chest. You're not hugging it, but you just kind of have it sitting there comfortably, and you've got the support that you need. So that kind of handles, this side of the guitar basically. And again, you'll probably come up with your own way of doing things. Again, try to avoid hunching over. Try to avoid sitting in a posture where the guitar is now sitting in your lap looking up to you like this. That's not how we're going to do this. So keep it right here, hand in place, and there you go. So now you've got your fretted hand here, and really just kind of, it's lending support for the most part. All right. And again, I have my pinky usually just the pinky anchored right here, usually in the pick guard area. And I've got my hand right here. Now this is where you'll hear a lot of different opinions. I believe, when I first started, I was told, keep your thumb right on the back of the neck, and that way you've got your wrist kind of coming over and you've got more room to stretch out. Never did it, just doesn't feel comfortable to me. So I do have my thumb kind of wrap around, just like this. So it is kind of grabbing the neck at the same time, but again, most of my support is over here. And I just kind of flow with it from there. So you've got to be able to just get comfortable, sit down, let it feel good in your lap, and you'll come up with your own way of doing things. Is this the only way? No, but it's just kind of the way that I've done it over the years. So just keep that in mind. Most guitars is going to kind of feel the same. It'll look the same, aside from some of those unique, body shapes, basically. But this is how you want to go about doing it. I mean, if you're looking for a way to do it, this is how I do it. And for the most part, that's really it. I don't want to overthink it here, but this is really how I go about doing it, especially sitting down. I know that you might see some classical players where they might have the guitar over here, but they also have their leg elevated. So that's just another way of doing it. If you're not looking to do it that way, it's very simple. Just kind of do it this way. You've got it sitting in your lap, and again, just kind of keep most of the holding the pressure, if you want to call that, over here. This hand should be free to do whatever. All right, but it's more of a guide when you start playing. All right, thank you. I'll see you soon.